Hey everyone, this is Bob Cargill, at Cargill Creative on Twitter, coming to you from Allston, the Allston-Brighton area, and I'm just going to talk about 5-10 minutes on social media, a couple things on my mind. I'm Director of Social Media at Overdrive Interactive and a career-long marketer. Started as a copywriter way back in the early 80s, 1983 at RCA Direct Marketing, and have made my living as a writer, as a content marketer, as a creative director, and social media marketer, and basically a writer by trade. That is what I love to do, whatever the medium. And I'm always looking for places, any thought leader, any writer is looking for places, venues, vehicles by which to publish your work, get the word out. And that said, back in the day there were magazines and trade publications and, going way back, my hometown newspaper. But obviously once the internet came about and I discovered blogging in 2004, my dream came true, and I think that should be a dream come true for anyone who likes to write and anyone who's always wanted to have their works published and have control of that publishing stream. And that includes brands. All brands, which basically is all businesses, all companies should be publishers. So you should have a blog. Not even a question. You should have your own blog, and it should be updated regularly with content. So if you're an individual and not a writer, you still should be trying to create content on your own, one way or another. And if you're a company, you have no excuse not to tap into at least one, ideally a handful or more, of individuals at your company who can blog on your behalf. But there are other ways to disseminate your content besides your own blog. Obviously, there are social media channels like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, etc. But specifically, that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Specifically, what I'm going to talk about is LinkedIn Pulse and Facebook Notes. Two ways of self-publishing that, frankly, I recently discovered and have been around quite a while. When I say frankly, meaning I wasn't necessarily one of the earliest adopters, although I think I am a still early adopter. I'm not seeing necessarily critical mass in either of these areas. Let's talk about LinkedIn Pulse real briefly. Don't know the whole history of it, but as I recall, it started out being available only to heavy hitters, A-listers, top influencers, and at some point, maybe some point last year, not sure the exact date, but not too long ago, it opened up to the masses, to me and you, anyone and everybody who wants to self-publish. I just started using it in the last month or so, and it's awesome because what you can do, you have a blog post, you've written something somewhere else, you can republish it on LinkedIn Pulse, and it will be sent or potentially seen by all of your connections. So the more connections you have on LinkedIn, the better. Obviously, that should go without saying. And from what I understand, it can also potentially be picked up by LinkedIn and distributed beyond your network. So the potential for exponential reach is there. LinkedIn Pulse, you can write originally to it, meaning write for the first time a piece of content, short or long, and publish it on LinkedIn Pulse. Or, like I say, you can republish a blog post, something you've written somewhere else. Just put a note, either at the top or at the bottom, where it was published originally, and a link to that source. So that's LinkedIn Pulse. Facebook Notes. Now, I say recently I've discovered these two channels. Actually, Facebook Notes I was using a long time ago, a number of years ago. Never was that popular. It's kind of had a revival of sorts They're pumping new life into it. I just used it for the first time in a long time recently, and I'm planning to use it more and more. Because again, it's another way to get your content that you've worked so hard to create out to a broader audience. So LinkedIn, I have over 1,000 connections. Facebook, I have almost 1,000 friends. These are people who might not have seen my original blog post on the Overdrive blog, or on my own blog, or on ClickC, where I've been writing for a couple of years now. I mean, I put a lot of time into those articles for ClickC. I want them to be seen by the widest, biggest audience possible. So yes, I'm gonna find other venues for this content, and you should too. That is all. I just wanted to make those points, that everybody, every brand should be publishing content, should be creating content. No excuses not to in today's day and age, the new marketing era. You should have your own blog. You should be trying to get your post republished elsewhere. In two of those places where you absolutely can get your content published and reach a secondary, perhaps even bigger audience, is LinkedIn Pulse and Facebook Notes. As always, thank you for tuning in, watching me here on Periscope, following me on Twitter. And if you ever have any questions about social media, marketing, copywriting, I'm always available. Reach out to me. Glad to connect with you. Thanks, and have a great day.